The time has come where I can now put my hair in a ponytail. Look at that. If you have short hair, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, and it's also time for my favorites. I've been using a new cleansing oil. This one is from Caudalie, and it is the makeup removing cleansing oil with grape and sweet almond. So I've been using cleansing oils for a really long time. It is like my favorite way to remove makeup when I'm wearing a full face of makeup and or waterproof makeup, because I feel like it really just gets everything off of my face, which is really, I think, the most important step in skincare, because if you don't get all of your makeup off, then anything that you put on afterwards isn't really doing its job to its fullest extent. I really love the Caudalie cleansing oil. It's very gentle. It has a natural scent to it, so it's not perfumey at all. I put a couple pumps of this into my hand. I massage it into my skin when it's dry, and then I rinse it off with water, and it rinses off clean, doesn't leave my skin oily or feeling greasy. While I do love cleansing oils, some of them do leave your skin greasy, so I'm just putting that out there. This is not one of them. I really love it. The only complaint I have about this product is that I wish it was a little bit more travel friendly, because this up here doesn't lock, and I've used cleansing oils that lock at the top. If you decide to take this on an overnight trip or a weekend trip, you can throw this in your bag and lock it up and it's not going to spill, but this doesn't have that locking mechanism on it. It's a downside, but it's still something that I can totally work around. Another thing I've been using is a new spot treatment. So this is the Glytone Acne 3P treatment gel, and it is micronized benzoyl peroxide. If you are familiar with like my skincare videos and how I treat my acne, benzoyl peroxide is the most effective treatment for me. Salicylic acid destroys my skin, but my skin really responds to benzoyl peroxide. And I really love the Murad spot treatment. I think that one is like a 2.5 or 3% benzoyl peroxide treatment, but this one is 5%. I wasn't sure how my skin would respond to a higher percentage of benzoyl peroxide, even though it traditionally responds really well. So I started off by testing out small little patches when pimples would appear, and it works really well. And I actually think even though it has a higher percentage of benzoyl peroxide, it seems to be a little bit more gentle on my skin in comparison to the Murad treatment. The Murad one is great, but sometimes it'll leave my skin a little bit red. This one doesn't do that. It just kind of gets rid of the pimple. So I'm really pleased with this, and I also love how there's way more product in this tube than the Murad one. Like the Murad spot treatment is about that big and the tube is super tiny. So this is going to last me way longer. For moisturizer, I have been using the Tatcha Balanced Pore Perfecting Water Gel Moisturizer. And I got this because a makeup artist had used it on me at a shoot. I really liked it, and before that, I was already curious about this product because I love Tatcha. There hasn't been a product so far with Tatcha that I've tried and hated. I've loved everything, and this is no exception. This is one of their newer products, and when it came out, I was really curious about it because anything that says pore perfecting, I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I want that. So it actually worked out really well that a makeup artist had this in her kit. She used it on me, so I was able to see how it worked on my face, and then with makeup over the top. Loved it, and so I got it myself, and I've been using it every day during the day, and I love the consistency of this. It's like a gel serum formula, so it's really smooth and light, and it has these really small golden particles in it, but it doesn't leave your face glittery or shiny. It just adds a nice radiance. But trust me, I am crazy about like glitter and things. I do not want glitter on my face or sparkle. Everything just blends into your skin really nicely, and it creates a great base for makeup because it's a little bit tacky. That stickiness doesn't last all day, just for like the first 10 minutes after you put it on, which works out really well because any makeup that you put on over the top is going to last even longer and just go on better. Oh, look who it is. It's the palette that everyone yelled at me for because I am not familiar with the brand Zoeva. When I did the haul video with this palette, so many people were legitimately upset with me that I have not been familiarized with the brand Zoeva. When I went shopping in New York at Space NK, it was the first time that I had ever seen one of these palettes. And my response is, I don't know everything in the world. Surprise! Personally, I think that's one of the aspects of shopping that I think is super fun, is going out and seeing things that you're not familiar with. This brand is popular in the UK, but I have never seen it here in the States. So getting to touch and see this palette was a first-time experience for me, and also Eileen, who was with me. It's a totally new brand to both of us. And I have to say, I am a big fan. I really love how inexpensive this palette is in comparison to like the Naked palettes, which run in like the $50 range. I think this was like $32. By the way, this is the Naturally Yours palette, and there are 10 beautiful everyday colors. Some are matte, some are shimmery, some are kind of in between, like more of a satin finish. My favorites in this palette are Pure and First Love, and I like mixing these two together and then putting it on my lids. And I have a little bit of these two on today. It just kind of brightens up your eyes. I love Soft and Sexy in my crease because it's a really warm, rich, chocolatey brown color. And then Lovely Monday, which is like a purpley, shimmery taupe color, is so beautiful, and I love wearing that if I'm going out at night. The only thing that I wish this palette had was a mirror, but honestly, I think that not having a mirror probably keeps the price down to some extent. So in that case, I'm cool with it, because you know what I can do? I can use the mirror in this palette. This is a new palette from Hourglass, and it is their Ambient Lighting Edit palette. So the packaging has this marble finish on it. It's not actual marble, but it just looks like it, which is really cool. I love that. And then on the inside, there are 5 different ambient lighting powders. So this one here is a finishing powder. This is a bronzer. These two up here are blushes. And then this is a strobing powder. Today on my face, I'm wearing the Surreal Glow blush, which is this one right here, and then the Surreal Bronze bronzer. And I just kind of mixed these two together. And then I took a little bit of the strobe powder and I put that along here and then on my brow bone as well. I love this palette so much. It's the perfect size for traveling. You have so much versatility. You can create different looks, and I love the natural glow that Hourglass products give your skin. So I have really oily skin. This doesn't make me look oily. It just makes me look radiant and glowy. I don't know why I feel the need to turn into like Lady Grantham talking about this palette, but you know, what is a weekend? One of my favorite lines from Downton Abbey and just TV in general. If you know that moment that I am talking about, please leave a comment down below, because I think it is just one of the funniest moments of TV ever. I have been using the Too Faced Better Than Sex waterproof mascara. This packaging is really cool because it looks like there's water drops all over it. I also really like the weight of this mascara. It's a little bit heavier, not super heavy, but it just feels good when you're holding it and when you're using it. This really lifts up my lashes, it holds a curl, it really adds volume, and I think it's my new favorite. It's also a really wet formula, which I love, and it reminds me of Tarte Lights Camera Splashes before they changed their brush and their formula, and then I didn't like it anymore. It reminds me of that, except the brush is slightly different. So if you, like me, also loved that mascara a lot and then found that it didn't work anymore after they changed the brush and formula, try this out because it's pretty similar. On my brows, I've been using the Glossier Boy Brow, and this stuff is really cool. I really haven't used anything like this before because it is a true mix of like a pomade and a gel, and it has a tint to it too. So I love how this fills in the sparse areas in my brows. It's the perfect brown color, super easy to use. It has a really tiny brush that kind of reminds me of Clinique's Bottom Lash Mascara. It holds your brows in place. They still look natural. Sometimes I use this on its own. Sometimes I supplement with a pencil or one of my Anastasia products. Any and all ways, love this stuff. On my eyes, something that I have been enjoying as a base is the Bare Minerals 5-in-1 BB Advanced Formula Cream Eyeshadow. And this is the shade Barely Nude. And I love that it has a doe foot applicator. So what I do is I put this on my eyelids as a base for my eyeshadows. And this is the perfect complement to those two eyeshadows that I showed in the Zoeva palette. So I'll put this on and it just kind of brightens up my eye area, and then I'll set it with the two eyeshadows in this palette. And I love it. It looks so natural. I love how this color just subtly brightens up your eye area. It's almost like you're putting concealer on your eyelids, but it stays in place and it doesn't crease. It's just one of those products that's really versatile, kind of like MAC Groundwork paint pot. So I'm excited to try this in some different shades because I know they have different colors as well, some that are a little bit darker. So very excited because I love this. Another eyeshadow base thing that I've been loving is the Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Eyeshadow Stick, and this is in Golden Bronze. I got this because Eileen has been raving about these eyeshadow sticks. So I got this color because it reminds me of Maybelline's Bad to the Bronze, but it's deeper and richer and darker. So I thought it would be perfect for creating like nighttime looks and just something with a little bit more depth. These are so easy to blend with your fingers. And just like the Bare Minerals 5-in-1, these look great on their own, or you can put an eyeshadow over the top. I really love MAC's Woodwinked over the top of this, and I also love using Soft and Sexy from this palette in the crease. It just creates a really warm, pretty, goldeny bronze smoky eye. I also actually really love this color with Lovely Monday as well, which is that like darker color. The Fresh Sugar Lip Treatments are some of my favorite lip balms, and I found myself reaching for the Fresh Sugar Honey lip balm, and this has a slight tint to it, but it looks really natural when you put it on. It gives just the right amount of nude color to your lips. This is something that I tend to keep in my bag as a go-to lip color when I just know it's gonna look good no matter what. I don't need a mirror to put it on. Whatever makeup I'm wearing, it'll probably work with it. It's awesome. Burberry has an amazing nail polish line. Their color selection is so beautiful, and I have just been on this nudes kick for a while. If you want to see what this looks like on my nails, you can go to my Instagram. I will actually link it down below. It's a picture from Refinery 29. It has like a blue background. I'm wearing this nail polish in that photo if you want to see what this looks like on my nails. This color is called Ash Rose, and it is the most beautiful dusty rosy gray color. I don't have anything else like it, and I think it looks so chic and pretty on the nails. I think this is a perfect neutral color. It's perfect for this time of year when people are like transitioning their colors. It goes with everything. It looks so chic on the nails. And for someone like me that loves nude nails, having a little bit of variety is very exciting, let me tell you. I also love the formula of these nail polishes. So you take off the lid and it has a cap like this underneath. The brush is wide, but not super wide. And I just love how these go on. They're really smooth, not streaky. They stay on your nails. I would say that these are pretty comparable to like the new Chanel formulas and Deborah Lippmann. I also use the Deborah Lippmann gel base and top coat, and that always keeps my nail polish lasting longer, unless it's an Essie polish. For candles, I have been loving the Byredo Ombre Japanese. Feel free to correct my pronunciation in the comments below, because I actually would like to know the correct way to say this if I did in fact say it incorrectly. Byredo just makes the most unique and complex fragrances, and this one is very warm and makes me think of like fall and winter and just being cozy at home, which is why I've been burning it so much, because now that we're officially in fall, I'm trying to create, you know, fall and coziness. Byredo Treehouse is probably my new favorite candle of all time, but this one is my favorite right now for this month because I think it just suits this time of year so well. These candles are pretty expensive. I think they're like $80, $85, but they last so long. They fill up your space so you don't need to be burning other candles at the same time, and they burn evenly, which I really appreciate. Not a candle, but related to scent. Oh my God, I got the Poo Drops. If you saw my sense of self with the beautiful, amazing, and brilliant Estee, I was a little obsessed with these Poo Drops, maybe a little bit too obsessed. I kind of had a problem. I was like freaking out over these Poo Drops. I finally got them. So these are the Aesop Post Poo Drops. One thing that is amazing, before I even get into the product itself, the description. In instances where vigorous activity has occurred in the bathroom, dilute several drops of this carefully crafted product in the toilet bowl after flushing for the benefit of all subsequent visitors. What a way to describe stinking up the bathroom after taking a dump. Love it. I'm so into this. I just think it's so funny, but at the same time, this product is so amazing, which is why I was completely obsessed with it when Estee showed it to me. It's a blend of tangerine peel, ylang ylang, and mandarin peel. So what you do is you do your business, you take a poo, you flush it, you know, the usual, and then after you're done, if it's a little smelly, you take this little dropper out and you just drop a few drops into the toilet and the smell is gone. And it doesn't smell like chemicals. It just smells really fresh. Like, I personally think it smells more like tangerine and mandarin, and the ylang ylang is definitely a lot more subtle. This is great because it's a blend of different oils and extracts, so you're just getting the pure potent scent, and it's actually really lovely to use. So I kind of look forward to pooping so then I can drop this in even when I'm just by myself and nobody is coming in afterwards. It's just like a fun thing to do. For fashion favorite, I'm wearing a couple of them now. I have to say I'm a little biased because these are from my collection with Mejuri. If you don't know already, I recently came out with a jewelry collection with Mejuri. I love Mejuri. They're one of my favorite jewelry brands because everything is high quality, but you're not paying the same amount that you would pay in other places. Like, you would normally be paying 10 times more for the quality of jewelry that you're getting with Mejuri. So all of this stuff is made from precious metals. It's not gonna tarnish. It doesn't turn your fingers green, and they hold up their integrity, which is really important to me. So I am really proud of this collection that I've made with them. Everything is unisex, very sleek and simple. You can wear these pieces on their own, or you can layer them with pieces you already have. So they're really versatile. Today I'm wearing the bar ring, which obviously has a bar on it. but instead of a band, it has a chain. So that gives it a different texture and it makes it a little bit more delicate as well. On my wrist, I am wearing the Choices bar bracelet. So it has a bar that goes across your wrist that is curved, so it sits really nicely when you're wearing it. And then the chain itself has these really delicate little beads on it. And then when you flip it over, it says Choices on the inside. Most of the pieces in this collection have these little hidden messages on them that serve as a reminder to come as you are every day. I'm just so happy with how everything has turned out, and I love wearing these pieces, and I love having these words with me that have been so helpful and meaningful for me, and now I get to share them with you. So I hope you all have been enjoying this collection as much as I do, and as much as I have enjoyed creating it. This technically isn't a TV show or a movie, but it fits into the whole entertainment category. It is a series called We the Voters, which is 20 short films meant to inform all of us about our government and how it works. I was a part of this project and I narrated one of the short films called So You Think You Can Vote, which is all about the history of US voting rights, how we got to where we are today, and how we actually don't have a constitutional right to vote.
What? We don't have the right to vote? Isn't voting what makes a democracy a democracy?
It may be harder to vote than you think, depending on where you live and whether or not you have an ID. I think that these films are so awesome because they are non-partisan, and we find ourselves in a time where there is no shortage of opinions. I have my own personal opinions. I've definitely been sharing them. But what has been lacking is the amount of non-partisan information. And what's valuable about that is that you are presented with information that isn't biased, and you're able to form your own opinion and do further research off of that. Because it's easy to take on other people's opinions. What's difficult is forming your own perspective and your own opinion. That takes work. And that's why I think the We the Voters project is so awesome. These films are really fun to watch. They're all short. Most of them are under 5 minutes. And yeah, they're great for this time when there's an election coming up really soon, but they're also going to live past the election and serve as educational tools for kids in schools and also just the general public. How awesome is that? I wish that something like this existed when I was in school, because I don't know about you, but I remember being in history classes, and the minute government came up, it was like everyone just switched off. If you weren't already bored to begin with, but you really switched off when, checks and balances started coming up and anything related to the government. I think it's because of just simply the way that the information has been presented to us traditionally. But how awesome is it that now these films will exist in the world? And yeah, they don't tell you everything you need to know, but they're a great starting point for learning about things that you may be curious about, or maybe you never knew that you would be interested in. I think they're going to spark so much curiosity and encourage people to seek the information that they need to feel empowered and make the best decisions for themselves. To wrap this all up on a delicious note, I have not been able to resist the Halloween cereals. Oh man. I caved and I got the chocolate frosted flakes with the Halloween marshmallows. This is not healthy. I'm not saying it is, but I do believe this is healthy for my soul. And sometimes you just gotta treat yourself. By the way, can we please bring back toys inside of cereal boxes? Because that was like the best thing ever. Does anyone remember those spoons that came in like Cheerios boxes? Maybe some other cereals, but I had Cheerios as a kid. They were those Lion King spoons that changed color when you put them in milk. Oh my God. The best cereal box prize ever. All right, so that is gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching my favorites. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for even more videos coming your way very soon. The holidays are coming up. Oh my God, holiday videos, they're coming! Let me say, I have some ideas, but if you have some ideas that you would like me to do for the holidays, let me know in the comments if you have any specific requests, okay? Because I'm gonna start making dem holiday vids very soon. I'll see you guys later. Bye.